any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Hello and welcome to a very special May episode of TVIVA, a monthly program where you can find out all the wonderful things that are going on in the perfect city of Fall River. I'm Patty Rigo. I'm the Executive Director of Viva Fall River, an organization that does just that. Highlights our great small businesses, our attractions, our wonderful community, and all the great events that take place every month. With me again, who is a vision in lavender, which really is your color.
Thank you.
My co-host Ashley Okino from the Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition, the Executive Director of this organization, which is a collaborative open source member group that just unites the creative community of Fall River, provides opportunities, and just does really great things.
Spreads positivity.
Spreads positivity. That's a word I've been hearing a lot lately, and that makes me happy that more people are really focusing on the good things in Fall River.
Yeah, and
that
I will say
really
that
happy.
Fall River it looks beautiful outside. There's so many trees, they're all blossoming
this is a good
right
time
now.
of year. There's like 2 weeks every year that those trees come out, and it just makes certain roads look like
Beautiful.
picturesque, like
Yes,
they're perfect.
beautiful.
Like I said earlier. And you might be asking, what makes this episode more special than all the other usual special episodes? That is because this is the 2nd anniversary of TVIVA. Yeah, we started this show in May of 2022, and we've made it to this, our 24th episode. I feel like,
24 outfits.
24 outfits, and I do look back to that because I would be shameful if I doubled that.
But 2 years.
Yeah, and we didn't get each other gifts, but every day working with you is a gift.
Totally.
It really is. I just want to say thank you to Fall River Community Media for continuing to provide us with this platform to spotlight all the wonderful things that happen in the city and to bring these events to you. And I also want to thank you, Ashley, because what was supposed to be just come on, do this first one with me turned into me saying that to her every single time, and 24 times later we're here and she still shows up.
And I'm thrilled too. I really am. I think that this is a wonderful platform, and it talks about positivity. And so I know every month that I have at least a half an hour to think about great things with you.
That's all we do here.
It's wonderful.
And then, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of you for watching.
Yes.
And I hope that we've helped you to find new things to love about Fall River and, of course, new things to do. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, this month is jam-packed with events, so I'm going to zip it, and I'm going to go right into what we've got going on. So of course, May has, other than our anniversary, May has a lot of special occasion days. So we're going to start off with a couple that are coming up this first weekend of the month. So the Fall River Public Library's May the 4th Be With You Star Wars Day is this Saturday, May 4th from 11 to 3. They are welcoming you to celebrate the unofficial Star Wars holiday with a showing of the original movie that started it all, the OG, along with Star Wars trivia, fun facts, make your own edible lightsaber. Fascinating. And register to win a Star Wars gift basket. Costumes encouraged.
I
so
like
you
that.
know I'm going to ask you this. If you were to wear a Star Wars costume, what character would you be?
I mean, probably R2-D2. R2-D2, that's probably my vibe.
I go with
Beep-boop.
I thought about this yesterday, and I settled on Ewok.
Ooh.
Because I think they, nobody sees them coming.
Forget,
but
yeah, people forget about the Ewoks sometimes.
I love them. I really do. I bet you
one.
thought we were going to say Princess Leia.
Yeah,
but
neither of us
nope,
picked princesses.
Not us.
No.
Not us. And then one of my favorite pseudo holidays of the year, Cinco de Mayo, is the very next day, and there are a few things happening. Of course, Tequila Lime Cantina, like the place to be on Cinco de Mayo in Fall River, will be hosting a weekend of events that is celebrating not only the holiday, but also their anniversary. It's a month of anniversaries. So they're going to have DJs and bands, prizes and specials, and of course their delicious food, those avocado fries, mwah, chef's kiss. Check out their Facebook page for more information and the times and whatnot. And on Saturday, May 4th, at the Liberal Club, there's going to be an old school dance party that starts at 7, which I love because I was like, that is old school. Even earlier would have been nicer. And the proceeds are going to help fund the annual Back to School Backpack and School Supply event that happens every year. This year it's August 31st. I just spoke with the organizers. Word on the street at this event, there's going to be a margarita station. where you will be able to purchase assorted flavors of margaritas, frozen or on the rocks. And our friends at Green Jar Cochina, I'm sure you'll keep an eye out, do a hashtag and spot them everywhere you see them this weekend. They're going to be outside, so you know the food's going to be incredible. No cover, music starts at 8. Get your groove on and help make a difference for Fall River youth. It takes a lot to put that event on, but it provides kids with backpacks and school supplies and resources, and it's always one of the best events of the year.
That's awesome, and I'm sure 90s attire would not be discouraged.
I mean, costumes are, it's always encouraged. Another very special day, of course, is Mother's Day, and that's on the 12th. So on Friday, May 3rd, from 5 to 8 at the Viva Maker Shop, we're hosting a Mother's Day sip and shop with margaritas, chips and salsa, and tons of unique handcrafted gifts for your mom or the mother figures in your life. Moms, I know, because I'm the same way. Sometimes you have to either pick out your own things or just buy them yourself. So this event is for you. Please come and join us at 333 South Main Street for a great night this Friday. And then on Mother's Day itself, which is, again, Sunday, May 12th, Primo on Water Street, who I'm so thrilled that they are just in continuing to open new parts of their new place on Water Street. And they are hosting a Mother's Day brunch with dueling DJs, which sounds
cool.
Like your two kids are fighting. Moms are going to really get into this. It's at 12 o'clock. The brunch buffet menu looks out of this world, nice. Out of this world. Reservations are definitely, if not suggested, I think they should just. You need a reservation. This is going to be a great event. So you can either call 774-930-0393 or email info@primoonwater.com to secure your spot. And of course, after a great brunch, what else would be better than going right down the street to Ferry Street and throwing some axes at Stumpy's Hatchet House, where moms throw free starting at 1 p.m. I don't know why, but when I was doing this, I had this song playing in my head, like, who let the moms out?
It sounds like a pretty wild day.
I tell you, my day might be already planned for me right here.
Nice.
Continuing with food, one of our favorite subjects, on Friday, May 3rd, from 6 to 9, Hong Mees is hosting a really cool event. Hong Mees is on Quequechan Street, a spring roll making workshop. For $15, you can make 10 rolls, and the event is BYOB. So you can buy tickets at the restaurant or call 508-642-8735. And they are killing it this month because later in the month, on the 25th of May, from 1 to 3, they're hosting their second Faux Challenge. Admission fee is $10 for those who want to watch people eat, and the participant fee is $50. What is pho, you say? I did not always know this. I grew up here and we didn't really have that. So pho is the national dish of Vietnam. It is a Vietnamese soup consisting of bone broth, rice noodles, and thinly sliced meat, usually beef. And it's got bean sprouts and fresh herbs, limes, chili, and it's just a bowl of deliciousness.
And that's an eating contest?
So it's an eating, so it's, you have to eat 4 pounds of pho. I don't know what that equates, but that's what you got to eat in order to try to win $200. So and the best part is all of the proceeds will be donated to the Cambodian Society of America, which is a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, encourage Cambodian Americans and other ethnic groups to participate in social, cultural, or religious educational activities, and also to help them integrate them into mainstream America.
Awesome.
So that was taken from their website. And a new addition to the Fall River food scene is coming, which is always a great, it's just great news for me. It's coming on Saturday, May 11th, with the grand opening of Crave Poutinerie food truck, and that's going to be right next to, right outside of the VFW and Merrow Manufacturing parking lot at 486 Bedford Street. They start that day at 11:30, and they're going to be serving their variations on poutine, which, for those of you who may not be acquainted yet with this absolute delicious bowl. It's a Canadian delicacy featuring deep fried fries, poutine gravy, white cheddar cheese curds, all tossed together. And they do a lot of different combinations. They have a great following in Taunton. So really psyched that they're here. And of course, this is just in time for swimsuit season. So that's great. All of those things will be.
Gravy fries are an all year kind
I'll be wearing a one piece this year. Also on Saturday, the 11th, at the Lafayette Durfee House, they're hosting an 18th century coffee house from 11 to 3. Fun fact. Coffee houses were commonly called penny universities because a penny would get you a cup of coffee and a free education on a subject being discussed within the walls of the house, which I think is really cool.
Very cool.
So they're going to recreate, obviously, we're not going back in time, we're going to recreate the 18th century living historians enjoying coffee, playing games, and talking, and it's just going to be a really, they always do great events. Maxine will want to go.
Yep.
Maxine will want to go. And then one of my favorite times of the year is upon us, feast season.
Really? Already?
Yeah, I mean, so it's
All
kicking
right.
off on May 18th with the St. Anthony of Padua Holy Ghost Feast. Please do check out their Facebook page or Viva Fall River online for more information on programming. But I can tell you one thing you can count on is the food's going to be amazing. So I am super excited. I already have the list. I'll be coming out with a blog soon with all the feasts so that you can plan accordingly.
I can't wait.
And after all that food, you're going to need some outdoor activity. This month we've got 2 great events to share. First up is the 10th annual Watuppa 10, 30, 5K, so 3 different classes, 10, 30, or 5K, 50K, sorry, trail run on Saturday, May 11th, starting at 8 a.m., and that's at the Watuppa Reservation. You do need to sign up to be a part of this event, so head over to the Viva Fall River event calendar where you can get the direct link to the event registration page. And later in the month, on Saturday the 25th, is a really cool event that I definitely, you should totally come. Wings on the Watuppa bird watching event. Because you know from that Amazon commercial, we're a big bird watching community.
We are.
But we will be.
We are.
We're going to be. Space is limited though, so there are 4 different times, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There is trolley transportation from the 3rd Street parking garage.
That's fantastic.
But you do need to sign up not only for the space, the binoculars and educational materials are provided to registered participants. They are yours to keep. So you can carry on with bird watching, and then you can also reserve your seat on the trolley. And this is before, the trolley will be operational starting June 1st and 2nd on weekends, but this is like its inaugural.
Kind of testing
So
it
yeah,
out
of course, because the
a little
residents
bit.
have to get the first
You have
peek.
to get used to using it
Yeah.
too, yeah.
And parking is also available on site if you don't want to ride the trolley. So. And for those of you who love the melodic sounds of birds, we've got some great music as well. In addition to all the live music, which we have listed on this month's event calendar, which again is 2 pages long, tons and tons of live music. There are also 2 really special ones on Sunday, May 5th. I believe it's at 3 p.m. Yep, 3 p.m. The Fall River Symphony Orchestra is having their spring concert right here at the Margaret L. Jackson Center at BCC on Ellsbury. Tickets are $25 for adults, free for children and students, and you can purchase tickets online or at the door. I have to make it to one of those. I feel very shameful that I've not ever been to one.
I know, they do their so their concerts are 4 times a year for
Yes.
those that may not know, and they're seasonal. And yeah, the spring one's always nice.
This is their 99th season, so I promise for the
extra
100th
special.
season I will be there. I
All
promise.
4 concerts, right?
Yes, I'm going to. Oh, you got me now. And on May 18th, the South Coast Community Chorale invites you to Memories Through Music and Photos, and it's featuring classical selections, Broadway favorites from Cole Porter's musical Anything Goes, and the musical Camelot, If Ever I Should Leave You, and a musical medley from Greece. And this is really something very special. They're going to be honoring our men and women in the Armed Forces by singing Battle Hymn of the Republic and highlighting each brand of the military by singing Salute to the Armed Forces. Really, really lovely because, of course, Memorial Day is also this month. That's another day I didn't want to be remiss. The concert on the 28th starts at 7:30 at First Baptist Church of Fall River at 228 North Main Street, and tickets are $18 and can be purchased on Eventbrite.
Awesome.
And rounding out the selections this month, yes, we are moving a little fast because we have a big event to tell you about. Rounding out our selections this month are some annual events that have truly become city favorites that everybody looks forward to every year. We have the Diamond PTO Car Show on the 5th from 8 to 3 over at the high school on Stonehaven Road. Also at a high school, but right down the street at Durfee on Thursday the 16th from 5 to 7 is the Fall River Public Schools Art Expo and Fashion Show, where K through 12 students get to show their talents to the community. I adore this event, not only because Maxine has her pieces in, but even before that, we went and I showed her, like, this is what's going to happen next year, and she was so excited. I highly encourage everyone to stop by and give these students some encouragement, because it really, getting encouragement from your family and friends is one thing, but when it's people you don't even know, it can be so impactful, and I love seeing their little smiles. So, and then of course, no one celebrates community like Greater Fall River Recreation, and they have their annual community block party scheduled for Saturday, May 18th from 12 to 3 over on Rock Street. always a guaranteed good time for children and families.
Yep, that's always a fun party.
Yes, and then drum roll, last but not least, Ashley and I are so pleased to tell you about our event on the Saturday, May 11th. It's the 4th annual We Heart Fall River Festival, which of course is a celebration of arts, culture, and the community. You guys. It takes place on Sullivan Drive, right outside of Government Center. It's from 12 to 4 this year. We're starting a little later, 12 to 4. And I think this is going to be the best year yet. And I know we said that last year, but this year I really do.
No, this is the best one yet.
Yeah, so you want to take us through a couple of the things that we got going on?
Sure, I would love to talk about some of the things. Oh, I have them right here. So we are super thankful. We have some great sponsors this year that make this possible. So I want to first acknowledge them. So thank you to the Fall River Cultural Council. They are part of the Mass Cultural Council, which is a state agency that gives funding to different programs and organizations and individuals across the state. But also thank you to the Southeastern Mass Visitors Bureau and the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism, to the Fall River Rotary Club, to D.A. Quinn. Thank you to all of you. It takes quite a bit of people and support to make a big event like this
That's what this event has always been about, like from the beginning. The first one, we had 60 different organizations and individuals. We didn't even count this time, but I know it's over 60.
Oh, well over 60.
Yeah, I mean, we have just the community organizations alone, we have tabling, but also with activities. I think we have 20 of those. We have 12 food trucks, 1 beer garden, and a partridge in a no.
It will be, so it's a great day. So essentially, when you can show up anytime between noon and 4 o'clock, and there'll be something great happening. We will have, as you said, live performances from folks like the Durfee Jazz Band, from Artistic Dance Studio and Aspara Dance Troupe. We also have activities from our friends at the Greater Fall River Children's Museum and the Greater Fall River Art Association and YACorp. Tony Medeiros is going to be back. You know, he always brings the great characters and fun.
I can't have an event without him. So magic and bubbles and
always.
And then you have something new.
Puppets,
the big puppets.
We have big puppets that are coming up. Ann Cubberly is the artist who creates these large puppets, and so we're thrilled to have 2 of them. Lima Bean and Pinto will be joining us. They have names.
Of course they do.
But we also have a main act, thanks to the Narrows Center for the Arts. We have the Neil McCarthy Band, and the Neil McCarthy Band will go on at 1:30 sharp and play until 3:30 on the main stage. But you also mentioned over 20 community organizations, and they will all have activities.
There's so many activities. You're going to go home with a bag of things. And then, of course, we have over 30 vendors, local makers and artists. So, I mean, hopefully you'll go home with 2 bags, one for the children and one for you.
Face painting.
Face painting.
Face painting. We have the photo booth that's back again. And if you recall last year, if you decided to take a photo, you got one to take home with you,
4 hours of fun, basically. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And over the
go by fast.
Over the next 10 days, 11 days, we're going to be posting a lot on the schedule. We'll have it on Ashley's website, thefrac.org. We want, the schedule will be available, and if you have questions, you know where to find us. But please do plan to stop by. I know it's a busy day. There's lots of things going on, but I do think it's easily one of my favorite events, and it's a great celebration of what makes this city really special and the people that,
It's a free event. It's a free event. So come by, free activities. And also, thanks to Citizens for Citizens, there will be free groceries that will be given away as well.
And the library, the bookmobile, which has been everywhere. That bookmobile has been all over the city, which is wonderful that we have. I'm curious to ask them how many new children's library cards that they've had.
They will be doing sign-ups at the event too. Yep, you can sign up for a library card.
That
while
is
you're
really
there.
exciting.
It is. So best one yet.
Yeah. So obviously this is literally like maybe 5% of what we have on the website. So please do check out the Viva Fall River event calendar at vivafallriver.com. You can stay up to date on all the events, and I actually have 2 more to add that I just found out about on the way here. So it's constant. So stay in the know. And speaking about being in the know, we want to know what's going on with FRAC this month.
Well, besides We Heart Fall River, so We Heart Fall River, one of the things that we didn't highlight is that it's actually part of a bigger regional initiative that's happening from Fall River to Wareham, so 8 different cities and towns. And so from May 9th to 19th, it's a 10-day celebration of arts and culture in those 8 different cities and towns. And so originally, 4 years ago, my fabulous colleague here, Patty, started We Heart Fall River as a way for for the city to contribute to this 10-day festival. And so we're so thrilled that a lot of the things we talked about during today's episode do fall during that 10-week period. They do have a calendar too. So if you go to southcoasttoday.com and you search for keyword Art Week, you will see specifically the events that are happening during that time period. And a lot of them are free. Not all, but a lot of them are free. And so you might find something in Westport or Mattapoisett or all the way over in Wareham. You never know. But do check that out, and thank you to our partners that have been involved in that initiative. We can't
That's really
do it
fun to get
without you.
to. I mean, we love doing things in Fall River, of course, but it's hard for us to figure out everything that's going on here and know everything in the South Coast. And there is such an amazing amount of talent in the South Coast. So this is our chance to really, talk to our colleagues, and a lot of collaborations come out of this too. So that's what's really exciting. So please do take this time. It's beautiful weather. Go see our neighbors and take advantage of 10 days of just fantastic art for the
stuff
community.
happening. Yeah. So also during the 10 days is the FRAC meeting.
Yes.
It's not on the Art Week calendar, but we do have our annual FRAC meeting that takes place every month, the second Monday of the month at 5 o'clock at rotating locations. And this month we are at the Ignition Space.
Your home.
We're our home base. So the FRAC Ignition Space is located at 44 Troy Street. We're in Unit 2, right in the center there. And we hope to see you at 5 o'clock on Monday, May 13th.
If we add like refreshments, we could add it to the calendar. Just saying.
Yeah, right.
We should add it.
We usually do
We're gonna
put
make
out
it a
refreshments. Actually, the meeting we had last month, we had full-on sandwiches.
Oh, I'm sure. The SoCo Art Labs knows how to do it over
they
there.
They were fantastic hosts. They definitely put out a delicious spread, and I enjoyed it. But what we do at the FRAC meeting is we talk about some FRAC updates that I give, but it's really a platform for people in the community and organizations in the community to share what you have going on, to make connections with others, and to just share and celebrate. So I hope to see you then.
Yes, please.
And so some of the people that we've been seeing come to our FRAC meetings pretty regularly are some of the folks that have received grant money from FRAC. Not just because they received grant money, but because they're excited to talk about the projects that they have.
Absolutely.
And so at the Ignition Space, we are, as part of this grant program, each grantee receives 4 weeks of access to the space. So in June, our very first program will start.
Oh, that's exciting.
And so Christina Serena Preble, whose studio is actually at SoCo Art Labs down in the Tuscan building on Globe Street, she will start with her exhibition. So she'll do both exhibited work on the walls, but she'll also be hosting workshops.
Oh, that's great.
So she's doing programming and exhibit. So we'll have all the details for that schedule coming up in June. And then as we get into July, it's a kind of like a double whammy here. It's going to be awesome. So Filomeno Botello will be displaying her work in a month-long exhibition. And then Gregory Molinar will be hosting some awesome fashion exhibitions that will take place each weekend as well. So July is in June. It's always something happening at the Ignition Space.
Honestly.
There's always something
Honestly,
happening.
it really is.
And to put out, kind of just to let you folks know on this platform is perhaps you have something that you'd like to have happen at the Ignition Space. So we do have a page on our website. If you go to thefrac.org/space, you can see some photos of what the place looks like on the inside and learn a little bit more about it.
And you can come to the FRAC meeting and see what the space looks like on the inside too.
Yes, and when you come to the FRAC meeting, you'll see the UMass Dartmouth's
what a good
thesis
show.
Exhibition is still on view. It's on view till May 17th.
Super
so
impressive.
five different artists that received their masters in fine arts. Yeah, awesome exhibition. Really different styles of art, and it fills the space in a really unique way.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
So thank you, UMass Dartmouth. We're thrilled to host you. So one of the things that we have open right now is a request for proposals. And I think we talked about this a little bit last month, but we've extended our deadline. And it's not because we didn't receive good ones. We received good ones, but we want more. We want more because we know there's more out there. And so what FRAC is doing is we're working with a group called Assets for Artists. And Assets for Artists is an organization based out of the Museum of Contemporary Art, Massachusetts. And so they have been working with FRAC to put together an artist recovery program. And so this is funded through Bristol County ARPA funding. And it is designed to really put creatives on a track where they can have a sustainable practice, they can make money with their creative vision. And so part of this is training through education and giving you the opportunity to enhance your skills, And so our request for proposals is out, and so we're looking for folks to propose business and finance related workshops that could help the creative sector get ahead. There is a stipend available of $1,000 for your participation, and the new deadline is May 31st.
Oh, wow. So you have a whole nother month now to think about how you would like use your skills to help other people with build their skills.
Yep. And so and the other thing that I'd mentioned before that I'll say again is Assets for Artists is a really wonderful organization that works across New England providing education and resources. So as a person who would be a potential presenter for this, you would kind of have access to the great resource that Assets for Artists is too. So think about it, visit our website, and you can read a little bit more about the request for proposals.
Yes.
So we have a few save the dates that I'll just touch on quickly. Our South Coast Creative Arts Lab, our after school program.
Can't believe it's that time again.
We're coming back around to the end of another session, and so this is a program for 7th and 8th graders here in Fall River. And on Tuesday, June 4th at the Narrows, starting at 4 o'clock, we'll have a celebration where the students from that semester will show off their fine arts and performing arts.
Always, I love going to those. Such a good time. It's great to see those kids and present what they accomplished and just.
And again, friends and family do show up and support them, but it's awesome when I see people from the community there supporting them
really,
as well.
That's what community is about.
It is. So. Also happening at the Ignition Space in June, on June 11th at 4:30, we are working with Bristol County Savings Bank, and we're doing a banking services available for creative businesses. So perhaps you have a creative business, or you're thinking of having a creative business, and you're not even quite sure how to approach the bank or what is even an option for you.
We could all use this.
Yeah, we really can. It's no pressure. It's just a 1-hour informative workshop, and so you'll walk away with having a better idea of bank services available for you, how to identify some of the benefits of having a long-term relationship with one particular bank. It doesn't have to be the bank we're working with, I will say that. And also talking about credit score and how to get loans and other things like that could help you move forward with your creative business.
Super important.
And so the last thing that I will mention is we have our first workshop with Assets for Artists coming up in June. So as we talked about the request for proposals,
speaking of which,
this will be the first one that we are offering. It's called Planning with Your Whole Self in Your Art Practice. So it's a 2-session workshop. It starts on June 22nd at the Ignition Space, and then it continues a few days later online. So these new workshops are on FRAC's website. If you go and look on our workshop page, we have the banking workshop on there. We have this new workshop coming up later on in June. So do check it out.
You're getting quite the events page on your own website.
We do. Well, a lot of it's just all the Ignition stuff. You know, when we're open there 4 days a week now.
We're gonna have to get you your own show soon. She's not leaving me. She's not leaving me.
Patty, want to be my co-host?
I know, this would be great. That's why we get an hour.
No.
Well, speaking of which, we may need an hour in June, because let me tell you, I never do this. We're gonna give you a preview. Feast season's gonna kick off in super high gear in June. So many feasts. It's Pride Month. We're gonna have 2 Pride celebrations in the city, and the new Fall River Trolley is going to be up and running. And I actually would also like to mention next month I will talk about the winners of the Tween Poetry Contest, because it was such a special afternoon that we just recently had, but we are officially out of time. Gosh, goes by so fast.
It does. Well, hey, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Ashley. And I hope you all have a wonderful May. And until then, Viva Fall River.